This is a story about Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Hey.
He's a brand director.
Nice suit, by the way.
Fine.
Now, Alex was keen that his brand should grow. So he spoke to Sam, who works at a TV sales house, and showed how to best reach many people and make them love the brand with a perfect TV campaign. So that's exactly what they did. Wait. Was that a singing cat? That's right. The campaign featured a singing cat, and people loved it, shared it, talked about it, memed it. In fact, Alex's campaign was shown next to premium programs, so its power was multiplied. Now, other brands saw Alex's success, and they decided that they too would like to make a big splash on TV. Which meant even more great ads. And when TV channels have more great ads, they can make more great television. Engaging entertainment. And documentaries. Great sports. Trusted news. One big virtuous circle with brilliant brands and ace TV sales and premium content and people like you and Alex and Sam. Oh, and not to forget, of course.
Welcome to all of you that are here present today watching us here physically, and those who are watching us at a distance. A very warm welcome obviously to all of you watching us. Thanks very much for being here today. So the movie that you have just seen was your initiative, Carine Jean-Jean. A super movie. Carine is VP Brand and Communications at RTL AdAlliance. How are you doing, Carine?
Great, thanks.
Super. You, Emmanuelle Lacaze, you are the president and owner of Gedeon Communications, and you were responsible for creating this super movie. We're going to talk about it in just a few minutes. And it was made as a gift for Egta. It was at your 50th anniversary, from what I understand.
Exactly.
You are Director General, Katty Roberfroid. Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much for being with us, all three of you here today. So, first of all, Katty, this film was made as a present for you guys. How did you like it?
We loved it. It was simple. It made a case that we wanted to make. One of the essential things we wanted to do when we started discussing the idea was to bring the pride back to the industry, because we're all going to tons of conferences where we list problems after problems and challenge after challenge, and we talk about technology and data and everything, and then we looked at each other and where's the pride? Where's the happiness of working for the advertising industry, and why aren't we more louder, let's say, about that pride? So that's how what we were saying, and that's how the idea came about.
Wonderful. So yes, pride is the word, and we're going to be talking about that in just a few minutes. So we have, as you can see, three inspirational women here on the set today. I'm going to ask you to put your microphones quite close to your mouth, because sound-wise, we really need to hear you. We're about to embark on a panel about how advertising is really supporting free media. And with this panel, we'll be reminding ourselves that advertising is one of the major assets for our democracies. Carine, when we were preparing this talk together, you made it very clear you wanted to emphasize on the passion that you hold for your job. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I am really proud to be part of this company, of RTL Group, basically, of RTL AdAlliance, and being part of a company that produces content. We are really lucky. I feel really lucky to work for a company that has a great purpose.
And so what's the purpose then?
Well, at the end, if we come back to the basis, the purpose of what we do every day is to produce great content, to produce premium content, and we should always remind that. We produce entertainment, we produce news, and especially today, it's really important to remind what it means with producing premium content. What does it mean? There is content everywhere. The fragmentation is huge, and we need to remind what premium content means and what are the resources needed to produce a show, to produce news. I mean, concretely, when you cover war, like unfortunately we have to cover at the moment a lot in our group. we need resources for that. We need to send people on the ground. There are huge teams working on that, we need fixer, we need a newsroom, also teams to fight against fake news.
Costs money,
it
right?
costs a lot of money.
Yeah,
of course.
sure.
And
so you are helping with this by exerting the job that you do every day.
Exactly. It brings a lot of purpose in what we are doing every day and be part of this virtual circle.
Yeah, it's a virtuous circle. It's an ecosystem. And your job, it just brings sense, basically, to what you do on a daily basis. Katty, what is your vision? I mean, as the voice of the Association of International Advertising Agencies, how do you interpret things here?
I can only agree with Carine. Advertising is central. We have in the organization companies from 45 markets, from the US, but all the way to Ukraine, that is a member of our organizations, for example. And when we were discussing and preparing, I just mentioned the example of Ukraine when the war started and the Ukrainian colleagues reached out to us and said, you need to help. And either you give us money for weapons, which as an organization we couldn't do, but you can also help us rebuild and make sure that we can keep on going, not only as a news broadcaster and as a content broadcaster, but also we need to be able to sell ads. Because if we don't sell ads and if we don't have the means to continue our commercial activity, then we can't guarantee that we have those journalists and the equipment and all of these things. So just as a concrete example, that was the first thing they wanted out of us.
Okay. Carine, you decided to show this film here, and we've seen it quite a few times actually, but here it was as an introduction to this panel, of course. Why did you choose to show it here?
Yes, but it's the biggest place for advertising. The whole industry is here. The whole world of the advertising and media industry is here. And we think that we need to bring back the sense of what we are doing, why we are waking up in the morning. Mm-hmm. And I think it concerns everyone here. We are in a really noisy industry. We speak a lot about data. We speak a lot about tech, platforms, measurement. And we need sometimes maybe in a humble way to come back to the real essence of what we're doing every day.
This is the Festival of Creativity, right, as well. So this is a creative gesture.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why we wanted this manifesto to be done in a kind of in a kind of ad.
Yeah, it is an ad.
It is an ad, and we use the codes of ad. It has to be really impactful and simple and straightforward.
And it is impactful, simple, and straightforward. I mean, everybody that we've shown it to up until now has come back with that feedback, which is great. But it's not easy to do, is it? And you had to do this. Yes. You had to do this. You were the lady that was responsible for creating this ad. So when Carine comes to you and says, this is our ambition, this is what we want to do, how do you go about making an impactful message like this in such a noisy world?
You're right, as you said, Carine, just before. We are in a very noisy world, overwhelming images, content, sounds, effects. And for example, on social media, what we call retention editing is something with a lot of effects, sound effects, a lot of fast cut, and so much visual effect and design that has no meaning. And we wanted to go back to the basics in terms of visual codes and sonic codes. So, and we wanted the message to be very simple and sober, to be readable and understandable by the audience. So we use, for example, just the black and white colors.
Yes.
So it's very simple. Just a typography. So yes, it is animated. There is some visual effects, but it's always it always serves the purpose, and it really serves the storytelling and what we want to say, the message. And the message was just saying to the audience, so the people of this industry, you are a part of this big virtual circle, and you have to be proud of it. So So yes, so for example, the animation are there to help the audience to follow the message, and if you don't have the sound, you can listen.
You can listen
also.
as well.
Yeah.
And there's the two characters there as well, which are helping us to identify, I guess. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. We wanted to add some emotions. Carine wanted to add some emotions in the film, and it's of course very important because emotions is really the way to connect with people, with your audience. So that's why we choose to have these two characters, Sam and Alex, so you can really
Identify with them.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's the humoristic side as well, isn't there?
Yeah, there's the singing cat, and it's it refers, of course, to the memes on internet, on social media. Yeah, it's a touch of humor, and it's also emotion, of course. The music that we also produce for the movie is important, I think. And yeah.
And less is more, right?
Yeah, less is more. I think it's the most difficult thing to do in our work is to be very simple, because it's easy to, to use a lot of effects and trying to. But yeah, I think being clear, simple is really the most difficult. But at the same time, I think it's efficient and straight to the point. So,
well, when you manage to do it, then it's extremely impactful, I think. Katty, I'm coming to you. We've been talking obviously about the virtuous circle between brands, ads, and of course premium content. How does free media supported by ads preserve democracy? That's what I was talking about in my opening sentence.
Well, the example I gave about Ukraine, I think, speaks for itself, and it's not just there. There's so many countries. If you see the number of countries I'm not going to get into politics here, but we all see the move towards the right that is happening in many European countries where the freedom of press is no longer taken, something we can take for granted, and having media that are financed through advertising and don't rely as much on governmental funding is definitely a way to make sure that we do protect that democracy and the right to the right information that is financed by other means than governments.
And we're talking about bringing also meaning back into our society. Can we say that as well?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely. In terms of the content covered, and I was going to give an example that has little to do with democracy, but about the value of having advertising. We are in a big sports moment, and if you tell some people that they won't be able to see a football game just because of TV rights that have not been given to the right people and there's no advertising to fund it, you make a lot of people unhappy.
Yeah.
And that time is not only a football game, it's the whole social life that goes around a football game and the entire intention, which is lost if you can't put it for free in front of people because of the advertising. So many ways in which advertising plays a very important role.
Couldn't agree more on that one, for sure. We're coming to the end of our talk. There's a couple of minutes left, but I'm going to give you each the opportunity to explain as a conclusion what makes you, I guess, very proud of working in your industry. I mean, it's quite a wide question, but I guess you all have different angles on this one. Maybe who would like to start? Katty?
Plenty of reasons. Some I explained already. I mean, just contributing to making content accessible to a lot of people. But if I take it from where we sit in this, in Cannes, in this festival, I would say also the capacity, the resilience of our industry, its capacity to innovate, to reinvent itself, to transform, to make the most of all the challenges that are coming our ways, and always standing strong. And I think it was a question to the previous panel. I think we have plenty of reasons to be confident and proud. And if I can make one call, is don't forget to be proud to work in the industry. Because we're not enough and we don't say it enough.
Big round of applause for Katty, please. Yeah. Yes, we all agree. Emmanuelle, from your point of view.
Yeah, maybe for me, pushing talents and young talents to be their best, to be best. And maybe trying to do things with meaning. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, okay, we get it. Wonderful. And Carine, from your point of view?
Yeah, being part of a company that produces content and entertain, inform, and we are advertising sales house. giving the opportunity also for brand to be part of this virtual circle. So really proud of it.
Wonderful. Well, ladies, we've come to the end of our discussion together. Really great to have you three here today.
Thank you.
We know why we're getting up in the morning now, don't we?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much for being with us. We're having a short break. 15 minutes. 15-minute break. We'll be back very, very soon. And don't forget what? Oh, the film. We're putting it on again. Okay, take a look at the film. Here we go.
This is a story about Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Hey,
He's a brand director.
Nice suit, by the way.
thanks.
Now, Alex was keen that his brand should grow. So, he spoke to Sam, who works at a TV sales house, and showed Alex how to best reach many people and make them love the brand with a perfect TV campaign. So that's exactly what they did. Wait, was that a singing cat? That's right. The campaign featured a singing cat, and people loved it, shared it, talked about it, memed it. In fact, Alex's campaign was shown next to premium programs, so its power was multiplied. Now other brands saw Alex's success, and they decided that they too would like to make a big splash on TV, which meant even more great ads. And when TV channels have more great ads, they can make more great television, engaging entertainment, and documentaries, great sports, trusted news. One big virtuous circle with brilliant brands and ace TV sales houses and premium content and people like you and Alex and Sam. Oh, and not to forget, of course, audiences, brands, content. It's our ABC. RTL AdAlliance.